Why, hello there. It is Dr. Debbie with Evolve Global22, and it is Friday. Friday, a long, hard week full of greatness, some challenges, and just kind of falling back, relaxing, and inviting you to come in to have a little chat. I have my cup of Inflamease, the herbal tea blend that helps fight and support fighting inflammation. I have my blue robe and scarf on, and I am even crocheting my project, which is also blue, tonight. And we're going to talk about why all the blue. Why do I come in on Friday nights in my blue robe? And remember, this is Evolve Global22's HealingLight Studio, Evolve into Wholeness. And, Wednesday nights, I always say we crochet together, do creativity. Well, tonight, grab your cup of tea, your drink, grab something that you like to do, or just sit back and relax and listen. Friday nights is all about a wellness drop-in. And before we start anything, let me just put this down in my lap. Let's do our breath work. The simple, one simple breath work that I do in all sorts of situations where we just release all the stuff from the day, the past, anything that's bothering us, anxiety, emails, to-do lists, roles, responsibilities, all of that. We just push it away. So we always start this way because in order to be in the moment and be focused and be together and spend quality time together, focused on me, you, and our healing, we have to be cleared and release all that stuff. So in through the nose, out through the mouth, and push it away out into the universe. In through the nose, out through the mouth, and push it away out into the universe. In through the nose, out through the mouth, and push it away into the universe. And then we do our opening mantra, rise in light. I rise in truth. I breathe in healing. I walk in wholeness. I am perfectly imperfect, and I evolve through love, light, and purpose. Now let's talk about why the blue. What is the significance of blue in healing, in all of the things that we talk about here at Evolve Global? Why do I wear blue on Fridays? I wear a lot of blue on a lot of days, but let's talk about the meaning of blue and the therapeutic, spiritual, emotional, and energetic significance of the color of blue. So let's talk about therapeutic first and psychological meaning. Blue is a color, is a calming medicinal color. It represents inner peace. Friday night, we want inner peace, tranquility, relaxation, lower stress and anxiety. We want to get rid of all that from the week. Mental clarity, cooling inflammation, stabilizing the nervous system, and regulating our breathing. Blue signals the brain to move out of fight or flight and into rest and restore. This is why blue rooms, blue light therapy, soft hue, and blue visuals reduce rapid heart rate, overwhelm, and mental tension. Now let's talk about the emotional meaning. Blue supports honesty, truth-telling, emotional stability, soothing sadness, easing emotional fatigue, feeling safe to express yourself. It's the I can breathe again color. The color blue is the I can breathe again color. Let's talk about the spiritual meaning of blue. It's divine communication, intuition and inner knowing, protection, guidance from angels, truth aligned with purpose, higher consciousness, calm connection to the unseen. Many traditions link blue to the Archangel Michael, truth and protection, water energy, flow, release, and gentleness. the sky, heavens, in connection to the divine, the one creator of all that is. Blue opens spiritual clarity without overwhelming the senses. Now let's talk about blue in the energetic chakra meaning. Blue is the throat chakra. It represents authentic voice, self-expression, clear communication, setting boundaries, speaking truth with compassion, creative expression through the voice. In energy medicine, blue calms heat, inflammation and irritability, for example, dissolves blocked communication, encourages speaking from the soul instead of the ego. Blue in Ayurveda is a cooling energy. Water and ether elements are present. It pacifies Pitta's imbalance. Pitta is is fire. It's the body constitution that is that if your body constitution is Pitta, that means that is your dominant body type. That is mine. It pacifies anger, intensity, overheating, inflammation. It's excellent for overreactive minds, emotional heat, digestive inflammation, and anyone needing gentleness. In color therapy, chromotherapy, blue light or visualization is used to reduce pain, lower blood pressure, support sleep, calm the mind, clear tension in the neck, shoulders, jaw, and throat. Many therapists call blue the universal relaxer. The symbolism and healing work, and this is Evolve Global 22 style, truth over trends, authentic alignment, healing through honesty, gentle communication, stepping into your power by speaking your truth, a calm emotional environment for transformation. That is the significance of blue. So in summary, blue is calm, truth, communication, peace, clarity, protection, cooling, spiritual connection. That is why, my friends, on Friday nights especially, I come wearing my favorite blue robe because the color blue has so many significant powers behind it and meanings and impacts behind it. Now let's talk about what we are going to talk about tonight, or what I'm going to suggest, and I'm going to continue to crochet here. I do have my notes. And tonight's conversation, let's chit chat about why we hold on to stress we don't need and how to release it in real. Wait a minute. Hold on. No. So sorry. I got the wrong notes. Tonight's live stream. Oops. This is live, so it happens. Tonight's live stream is about the art of starting over, why any moment can be a new beginning. Now, this is significant to me because throughout my career as a school principal, before I retired, I used to do the morning announcements, and often I might miss a day here or there. Oftentimes, I would say on the announcements, I would either end it or start it as a reminder that today is a new day and a new beginning. You can say today is a new, or this moment is a new moment and a new beginning, because the art of starting over, why any moment can be a new beginning. That's what we're going to talk about tonight. So we all need this. Why? Why do we all need to talk about this and consider this? Because, first of all, we all need a fresh start at some points in time. We all need to be able to start over or have a do-over. Sometimes my fresh start is literally three breaths. Before this live stream, for example, that breathing in through the nose, I use it that way. We have a tendency to ignore our power. We have the power to start over when we need to. The problem is, or the challenge is that we oftentimes get caught up in stuff and we don't even realize that we should start over or that we have the power to start over. Look at this beautiful healing blanket. It's going to be in EG22's Light Boutique soon. Anywho, every day offers us little micro resets or new beginnings. When we wake up, when we drink water, when we take a breath, when we choose to respond differently, when we journal, maybe in one line, or when we let go of a thought. New beginnings don't always look like big, dramatic changes. Sometimes they're just tiny, sacred little shifts. Now, the big question: why is it that we fear starting over? Fear dominates a lot of things for us as human beings. And it stands true for this topic. We fear, and we fear starting over because we fear repeating mistakes. We think we're too old or too behind. We feel embarrassed. We don't want to disappoint others, our loved ones, friends, family. Overthinking. We overthink as a step one. And we comfort in familiar pain. Every time I start again, I'm not starting from zero, I'm starting with wisdom. Think about that. Reflect upon that. Every time I start again, I'm not starting from zero. I'm starting with wisdom. Let's reframe what starting over means. Rethink the concept. Start over equals failure. No, starting over does not equal failure. It actually means growth. It means you listen to your body, mind, soul, and spirit. It is a sign of alignment, not defeat. So reframe the starting over means I failed at something to starting over is not equal to a failure. It is equal to growth. It means you listen to your body, mind, soul, and spirit. It's a sign of alignment, not defeat. Starting over means you're brave enough to try again. Starting over means you're brave enough to try again. So, how do we start over? Well, I have for years taught children, parents, individuals, clients that I worked with, simple things to be able to have in their toolkit of strategies to start over. There's rituals, there's things that you have to have packed away that when something happens or that you face or are confronted with something, that you can go to that toolbox and you have a ritual or practice that you can do so that you can keep yourself in that starting over framework that is positive. So step one, this is your fresh start ritual. Put it in your toolbox. Step one breath. Inhale, and when you inhale, I am open. I am open. Exhale, I release. Step 2, one affirmation. I'm allowed to begin again. I don't need permission to reset my life. Number 3, take one micro action. You can choose to drink a cup of water, stretch for 20 seconds, put a hand over your heart, do your heart connection. Remember, we forgot to do it at the beginning of this live stream, but you put your hand over your heart and you use your inner voice to say, I connect with my heart. Write down one intention, light a candle. There's all sorts of things. You can add your own here. So the fresh start ritual or practice, when you need it, is step 1, one breath. And on the inhale, you say or think, I am open. On exhale, you say or think, I release. Step 2, one affirmation. I am allowed, and say it like you mean it, and say it out loud. I am allowed to begin again. I don't need permission to reset my life. And number 3, take one micro action, a drink of water, stretch for 20 seconds, put the hand over your heart, do the heart connection, write one intention, light a candle. If you are seeing this video after the live stream, or if you're in the live stream right now, comment what action you may take or you will take after considering this. Now, the new beginnings idea, at Evolve Global 22, we have the power of 3. And here's the tie-in for the new beginnings. And it happens across the 4 dimensions. The body, Ayurveda and herbal. You reset your digestive fire, our gentle teas, our morning rituals, our physical release. In the second dimension, the mind. So first we had the body, then the mind. We stop looping thoughts. We release perfection. We start with one small shift. The soul, reconnect with purpose. Reconnect with yourself. First of all, reconnect with the creator of all that is, God. Reconnect with yourself. Reconnect with others, humanity. Reconnect with the universe. Reconnect with purpose. Remember your why. Choose compassion over pressure, especially for yourself. And then in the 4th dimension, spirit, realign with intuition, feel guidance, clear energetic clutter. At EG22, every healing path is a new beginning. We reset the whole you, not just one part. And we do this if you go to our website, www.evolveglobal22usa.com, and you look at all of our micro sessions, our full package sessions, you will see so many things there that are helpful either to you or to you and your family. Our services, we have wraparound services for families. We do services, wraparound services for individuals. We teach our practices. We teach you to become your own healer. So I ask you this, and please put it in the comments. What's one thing you're ready to start fresh with tonight? What's one thing you want to leave right here, right now? And what's one micro action you took with me or you're going to take as a result of hearing this? Oh my goodness, I have something in my eye. A closing affirmation for this topic tonight. I am not behind. I am not stuck. I am evolving. Every moment is a new beginning. I give myself permission to start fresh, to try again. and to rise in my own divine timing. So, my friends, be easy on yourself. Be compassionate and merciful on yourself. Consider the topic that we discussed tonight. Consider the art of starting over, why any moment can be a new beginning. Go over that ritual and practice that I demonstrated or I talked about here tonight and use it in your day to day. Evolve Global 22 is the place where we heal together. It took me many, many, many years to get where I am now in my own healing, health, and wellness journey. It wasn't easy, but I am grateful to all of my teachers, all of my coaches, all of the practitioners I worked with. I'm grateful to them because they were a part of my healing, health, and wellness journey. And now, as a practitioner, as a healer, as an educator, I bring that to you. On that note, remember the color blue. Go through this and enter that ritual for starting over in your day to day. And I will leave you step into the weekend. Do something kind for yourself this weekend. So that you are filled with love, peace, and light. And I send you much love, peace, and light. And on that note, you have a wonderful weekend. I will see all of you on Monday for our micro moment, or for our micro learning moments. Okay? Take care. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. It's EvolveInto Wellness with Dr. Debbie, Evolve Global22's Healing Light Studio, where we heal in our divine light and live in our power. We are just getting set up here. And let me see. How is everybody doing tonight? Let's get our chat going. How is everybody tonight? How's everybody feeling? I hope you have had a wonderful day filled with peace, love, and light. So tonight is Tuesday. Tuesday, as you know, is Healing in Real Life. And we have a really, really, really important topic tonight. And it's not going to be only discussed in the traditional sense. So there's some perspective that I'm going to give that likely will be the first time you've heard it here at Evolve Global. So tonight's topic is inflammation, and it's the silent inflammation is the silent warning system, or the silent problem within our body, mind, soul, and spirit. And we're going to approach this subject in all four: body, mind, soul, and spirit, four of those areas. And when we specifically talk about the soul and the spirit, I don't think that you will likely have heard the perspective that we have here at Evolve Global 22. So tonight, as you know, last night was Monday. We did mindful moments and microlearning, the science of the sacred. And I forgot to do our opening mantra and our opening breath work. So quickly, let's get in this moment together. Remember how we do this? It's 3 breaths, in through the nose, slowly out through the mouth, and we release. We push everything away with our hand. So let's do that together. Let's breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Push all those emails, stress, anxiety, conversations, negativities, anything that bothered you throughout today or in your past, just blow it out with that life breath. And remember, when you breathe, your belly should pop out when you inhale. Do not suck your belly in. So let's do number 2. Breathe in and push everything away. Release, breathe out. Number 3, let's go. Last time. Breathe in and push everything, breathe out. Now that we are cleared and we are in the moment, you can do that any time of day, any moment, wherever you may be. Just take a break by yourself and do that little release, and it works wonders. So now our opening mantra, I forgot that last night too. I was so excited to get into our book. I forgot this. So repeat after me. Let's start with our opening mantra. I rise in truth. I breathe in healing. I walk in wholeness. I am perfectly imperfect, and I evolve through love, light, and purpose. One more time with our opening mantra. I rise in truth. I breathe in healing. I walk in wholeness. I am perfectly imperfect, and I evolve through love, light, and purpose. And now let's take and put our right hand. Well, you can put either hand, but I use my right hand. Put your right hand over your heart. Take a moment. With your inner voice, I want you to make the intention to connect with your heart. So let's take a moment. Remember your inner voice. I connect with my heart. And just keep your breathing steady. Wonderful. So now that we have released all the debris from today. We have done our little breath work exercise, got the oxygen to the brain, and we have connected with our hearts. So we've connected with self, also with source, the creator of all that is. The seed of God is in the heart. So now we are ready to begin. Tonight's topic, let me get my notes. Tonight's topic is inflammation, and the goal of tonight is to understand inflammation, what it is, why it happens, and how to heal it in today's world. But Evolve Global, we have a unique perspective on inflammation when it comes to beyond the physical body. So stay tuned. If you are with me now, stay all the way through, because I want you to hear that perspective. I don't think you've likely not heard it anyplace else. Remember, the chat is on. You can see it on the screen. I will watch and respond live as I can. So feel free to put comments. And remember, I'm going to put our website in the chat. Please make sure to visit us. www.evolveglobal22usa.com. The website has everything. Our boutique is there with all of our products. I have resources there for you. Our service packages are there. So make sure to check it out. But now tonight, let's get into this topic. So first of all, What is inflammation? Now, everybody says, basically, likely has a general understanding, but let's talk about it. What is inflammation? Inflammation simply is your body's alarm system. It's the way your body protects and repairs you. There are two types of inflammation. There's good inflammation, which is acute inflammation, and that's the body's rescue system. It's the body's rescue team. When you get a cut, sprain your ankle, or face an infection, white blood cells rush to the site, heat increases to fight microbes, fluid builds to protect the area, redness appears from increased blood flow, and swelling forms to stabilize the injury. This is the army of protectors responding exactly as they should. Good inflammation is your body sending the first responders to the scene to save you. This type of inflammation is fast, targeted, intelligent, and healing. Now let's talk about bad inflammation or chronic inflammation. Bad inflammation or chronic inflammation is the silent internal fire. This is when inflammation does not shut off. When the rescue army keeps fighting, even though there is no cut, no injury, and no threat. Chronic inflammation is silent, systemic, long-term, exhausting, and destructive. Your body behaves as if the entire system is wounded. So what's the result of that? It leads to fatigue, pain, digestive issues, hormonal imbalances, autoimmune disease and flare-ups, brain fog, mood issues, chronic illness. So good inflammation heals and bad inflammation harms. And most people, get this, most people don't know they're living in the harmful kind. It's silent until it becomes a big problem. So why is chronic inflammation, the bad inflammation, why is it everywhere today? It's because the modern world is designed to inflame us. The modern world, modern life, keeps the alarm system on. Constant stress, processed foods, lack of sleep, overstimulation, environmental toxins, constant noise and pressure, disconnection from nature. Those are just a short list of some examples of why the alarm system is always on. Your body was built for short stress, natural food, rest, movement, community, sunlight, and meaning. But today it receives the opposite, day after day after day after day. So the immune system acts like we're under attack. It's like in a stay ready stance. And the white blood cell army never goes home. Now, the question is, how does conventional medicine approach inflammation? How does the conventional medical system approach inflammation? Conventional medicine does an excellent job at infections, broken bones, dangerous fevers, heart attacks, acute emergencies. But with chronic inflammation, it often becomes prescriptions for symptoms. Quote, your local labs look normal. Quote, it's probably stress. Quote, we'll keep an eye on it. They treat the cut, but chronic inflammation has no cut to point to. So what's the issue? They silence the alarm, but don't ask why it's ringing. Now let's talk about functional and holistic medicine approaches to inflammation. Holistic medicine asks, why is the immune system overreacting? What is triggering danger signals? What in the mind, body, emotions, or spirit is out of alignment? What's happening with the gut? 70% of immunity lives in the gut. How stressed is the nervous system? Functional and holistic medicine approaches ask, what does the person's lifestyle look like? What emotional wounds or energetic blockages exist? What dosha or your constitution or your body type in Ayurvedic medicine imbalance is present. Holistic medicine looks at the whole human, mind, body, soul, spirit, energy. Now, this is exactly what we do here at Evolve Global 22 with the power of 3. We integrate energy medicine, which calms the nervous system, clears energetic stagnation, and releases emotional pressure. We use Ayurveda medicine to balance the doshas or your body constitution or body type, strengthen digestion, regulate lifestyle, and restore natural rhythms. We use herbal medicine to provide natural anti-inflammatory support, nourishment, and repair. Holistic healing helps the immune system finally stop fighting imaginary threats. So let's talk for a moment about real-life signs of chronic inflammation, the bad inflammation. This is, again, a short list, but big ones. Fatigue, brain fog, joint pain, bloating, headaches, mood swings, anxiety and depression, hormonal imbalances, skin issues, insomnia, autoimmunity, weight that won't move, feeling off for years. These are not random symptoms. They are communications. Your body's communicating to you. So let's talk about what causes chronic inflammation. The silent alarm is triggered by, first, let's talk physical, processed foods, sugar, pesticides, hidden infections, dehydration, poor sleep, and gut imbalance. Let's talk about the emotional triggers, stress, trauma, suppressed emotions, fear, perfectionism, resentment, and burnout. Now let's talk about some lifestyle triggers. Sitting too much, overstimulation, no boundaries, rushing, too much screen time, lack of nature, and chronic overwhelm. These confuse the immune system so it acts as if everything is a cut. Now let's talk about how to reduce inflammation, and this is our approach here at Evolve Global 22. We want and we strive to calm the nervous system and the energy system. So we use grounding, we use breath work, we use meditation, we use energy clearing, chakra alignment, and rest and regulation. Those are a few. Next, we support the physical body. Anti-inflammatory foods. Food is your medicine. Warm, digestible meals, hydration, daily movement, better sleep rhythm. And then we use herbal supports, turmeric and black pepper, ginger, holy basil, lemon balm, rosemary, nettle, chamomile. I could go on and on. These help, all of these together help the immune system shift out of emergency mode. Now, here is the part that is unique to our perspective here at Evolve Global. And this is, we're going to talk about inflammation of the mind, soul, and spirit. So just stick with me for a minute, and we're going to talk about this. Inflammation of the mind. The mind I want you to think about this and reflect upon this. The mind becomes inflamed when it is overwhelmed, overstimulated, stuck in fear, replaying old stories, overthinking every detail, pushing for perfection, and spiraling in self-doubt. This creates mental heat, quote unquote, that signals danger to the body. When the mind burns, the body follows. Let me say that again. When the mind burns, the body follows. Now, let's talk about inflammation of the soul. The soul becomes inflamed when we hold in emotions, betray our boundaries, live out of alignment, silence our truth, stay in draining environments, carry unhealed wounds. A soul inflamed feels heavy, restless, disconnected, numb, or lost. A soul on fire feels like a life out of rhythm. Now let's talk about inflammation of the spirit. The spirit becomes inflamed when we disconnect from source, the one creator of all that is, God. We stop listening to intuition. We live with spiritual exhaustion. We lost trust in our path. We forgot our purpose. We feel spiritually dry or depleted. Spiritual inflammation causes confusion, emptiness, and loss of clarity and weakened inner strength. When the spirit dims, the whole energy field becomes inflamed. The Evolve Global 22 truth. Mind inflammation triggers emotional inflammation. Soul inflammation triggers energetic inflammation. And spirit inflammation triggers physical inflammation. This is why healing must be a whole person healing. So let's put this into a little bit of perspective and talk about a couple of quick examples. So it's pretty easy to understand and to think about inflammation in the body, right? Good inflammation versus bad inflammation. The only thing that I want to pound home regarding the bad inflammation or chronic inflammation is the heart and the basis of almost, if not all, chronic illness is inflammation. Now, you don't have to believe me just because I say the words. You can go and you can find for yourself, and there is science, physicians, and everybody's talking about this. So it's not something that cannot be substantiated. Go and seek proof for what I just said. Inflammation is the foundation or the root cause of all, if not most, if not all, chronic illness. But when we talk about the soul and the spirit, if you think about it just for a moment, and I talk a lot about being connected with source, which is the creator of all that is, God. I talk about being connected with yourself, with others, meaning humanity, and the universe as a whole. And there are so many things in life and in modern living that disconnects us from all of those things, distances us and then disconnects us. And the thing about it is most of us don't even realize it until we start having challenges and struggles. So when we talk about living out of alignment, silencing our truth. When we talk about carrying unhealed wounds, those are things that hold us down, hold us back. When I use the word inflammation of the soul, that's what I'm talking about. Those things that become blockers, that become hurdles, things that hurt us internally, hurt us in a way that we have trouble figuring it out because it's not thought of in this perspective. When you talk about inflammation of the spirit, and let's talk about disconnection from source. Well, all of Western philosophy is based upon separation from God, i.e., religion. Now, I'm not talking necessarily about religion here, but most people equate God with a religion. So if everything is working to disconnect us there, why are we so surprised that we have inflammation, so to speak, of spirit? Why is it that we find it surprising that we feel empty or we've lost clarity? All of those things are inflammation of the spirit. So at Evolve Global 22, and what I'm talking about is the whole you. When you talk about the mind, the body, the soul, and the spirit, within the context of inflammation, there are signs that I just laid out for you regarding how you can tell. So let's sum it up, for example, on that. Inflammation is the language of the body, a message, not a malfunction. Our body gives us messages. The question is, do we have the information to know? And are we informed? And then are we awake enough and able to step out of our fear or whatever's holding us back to do something about it? Good inflammation is the white blood cell army rushing to protect you. Bad inflammation is the same army fighting a battle that doesn't exist. In today's world, inflammation doesn't just live in the body, it burns in the mind through overwhelm, in the soul through misalignment, and in the spirit through disconnection. I'm going to say that again. This summary is so important. Let's just listen to this one more time. In today's world, inflammation doesn't live in the body. It burns in the mind through overwhelm, in the soul through misalignment, and in the spirit through disconnection. Now, if you think about that for a moment, are we surprised that we have all of the chronic illness that we have all the mental health issues that we have people that are just struggling and hurting? And we're not talking about a small group of people. We're talking about masses of people. We hear it every day. We see it every day. Are we surprised? Conventional medicine treats symptoms. Holistic healing asks, why is the alarm ringing? When you calm your nervous system, nourish your body, release emotional pressure, listen to your soul, and reconnect with your spirit, the alarm quiets. The immune system stands down, the inflammation softens, and the body remembers how to heal. Healing is not about fighting your body, it's about creating alignment so your body no longer needs to cry out. Now, as we wrap this live stream up tonight was a short, quick one, but so important. When clients come to me, and what we do here at Evolve Global 22 is we address the mind, the body, the mind, the soul, and the spirit. So first, we address the whole person. We use energy medicine, Ayurveda medicine, and herbal medicine. When the first thing that we do when we work together is we do an Ayurvedic body assessment so that we know your dominant body constitution. And then we create a plan. And the plan includes every aspect that we just talked about. The plan includes things that are going to help your body, mind, soul, and spirit. And it includes helping you to it addresses lifestyle issues, lifestyle challenges. How are you living now? And what can we look at to change over time to be able to help you to have a lifestyle, not only eat in alignment with your body type, but live in a lifestyle that is in alignment with that. We use energy medicine to clear out all the debris, the chakra system and the meridian systems and all of the systems in your body, the energetic systems. We clear those out and we restore it with divine energy. We use herbal medicine to be able to, for you to have a defense system, to build up your defense system. Food is your medicine, or can be your medicine. And God has put a cure for every disease. We just don't know. We're out of tune and out of touch, and we don't know what it is. We can't figure it out. We think it's all, hokey pokiness now. People want a pill. Pills do not solve the issues when you're talking about what we're facing in chronic illness. Pills mask. They don't solve the problem. So that gives you a little bit to know what we do here at Evolve Global 22 to deal with inflammation and many, many other issues. So that is our topic tonight. If anybody has any questions, you can, or comments, please type it in the chat now. But what I want to do now is I want to do our closing mantra. So again, hand over your heart, repeat after me. I honor my journey. I release what no longer serves me. I am energy. I am light. I am love. Together we heal. Together we evolve. And on that note, folks, my friends, I'm going to say good night. May many blessings, peace, love, and light shower you. Rewatch this video if you, this live stream in video form. So important. The perspective on inflammation of the soul and spirit is critical. And the information regarding acute and chronic inflammation, good and bad inflammation, and the silent one, which is the chronic one, that is plaguing humanity and causing many, if not all of the chronic illnesses that we see, including cancer. Think about it. And I will see you tomorrow night. Remember, this week in the US, Thursday is a holiday. We won't be on a live stream Thursday night. But I will be here tomorrow. And again, peace and light to all of you. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Evolve into Wholeness. This is Evolve Global 22's HealingLight Studio live stream. Heal in your divine light. Live in your power. Okay, show of hands. Type it in the chat. Or if you are listening to this in a video, how many of us are tired tonight? A little rundown from the week. Me, I. So it happens. It's just a part of how things are. That's why it's so important that you have a sacred space to come together, to talk about, and to experience your, mine, and everybody else's healing. So that's what this live stream is about. Now, if you remember, on Monday, we talk about mindful moments and microlearning. We are exploring the science of the sacred book together. Tuesdays are healing in real life. So we have stories and ideas, small gains, small losses or challenges, big gains, big wins, and so forth regarding healing, our own healing. And then Wednesday is Threads of Trinity. Yesterday I crocheted. Uh, if you joined, I asked you to bring your creative projects with you so we could create together. So yesterday that was that, and we talked about, one of the things that we talked about was obviously creativity as therapy, but also we talked about forgiveness and how important forgiveness is to your healing. Tonight is light talk and spirit flow. And tonight is going to be one of my favorite topics. But before we start that, we need to do our breath work. So we need to do this one simple breathing technique, which is good for so many things, but we want to release the intention, and you want to make the intention to release everything from the day, the emails, the conversations, the drama, the anxiety, the stress, whatever built up through today prior to coming here, we need to release it. So here we go. Deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth, and use your hand, push it away. Push all that stuff away. Again, in through the nose and out through the mouth. With your hand, push everything away. Deep breath in through the nose and let it out slowly. With the hand, push it away. That is one way, one thing that you can use anytime, any place, to just kind of clear out. And what it does, it gets oxygen to our brain, and it helps us to be able to think more clearly, focus, etc. So the next thing we always do before we start getting into the topic of our live stream is we say our opening mantra. Now, the opening mantra is rise in light, and I'm going to say it, and I want you to repeat after me. I rise in truth. I breathe in healing. I walk in wholeness. I am perfectly imperfect, and I evolve through love, light, and purpose. So now that we did our opening mantra, now that we did our breath work, if you're just joining me now, we do we do a breath in through the nose, let it out through the mouth with a hand motion. We just make the intention and push everything away from the day. I usually do a series of 3, but you can do as many as you would like. Now, before we actually get into it, the last thing that's so important to do after releasing is to put your hand over your heart. And with your inner voice, I want you to make the intention, I am going to connect with my heart. So let's do that for a minute. Just let your breathing be normal. Okay, now tonight's topic is, where am I here? I got to get my notes. Get my notes. So I told you and I promised you throughout this week that I would share a personal story with you. And I'm going to do that. But the topic, first of all, is the presence of archangels, guardians, and your natural tuition. So, friends, I want to talk about something deeply personal, something many of us feel, but often don't know how to name it. That is the presence of archangels, guardians, divine helpers that walk with us. And I want you to hear this clearly. Every single one of you has is intuitive, not gifted, not special, not chosen, just connected. Intuition is not magic, it's alignment. It's the harmony between source, self, others, and the universe. It's something we develop and nurture, strengthen like a muscle of the soul. We were born with this ability, but life, trauma, stress, fear, chaos, it dims the channel. And tonight I want to remind you that you can open it again. Now, first, let's talk about a little bit about this because this falls in the realm of spirituality, the divine, the one creator of all that is, God. And for some reasons, many people have a switch that goes off when it comes to topics like this. And I encourage you to be open, because to be open and let and just listen, and then you can walk away and you can consider and reflect upon, etc. But my personal story first. So the most recent story is this. So I had the opportunity through a friend to go to a local place where they do various things. It's a holistic wellness center. And I was invited to go with my friend. And I met the owner of the place, and there was an immediate connection. I knew I was in the right place, and there was an immediate connection. So after we did the special meditation that this lady was doing, what I did is, after a few days, I reached out to my friend and I asked her to connect us, to help me connect with her so that I could have a conversation. So I initiated our first, formal get together. Fast forward a few days, and I went and I had my meeting, and we were sitting talking to each other. Not anything in particular, nothing regarding this realm of spirituality, divinity, etc. And she looked at me and she said, "Who's the Mother Mary or the mother figure that's a very strong presence with you?" And I looked at her and I said, "I don't know." And she said, it's a relative. It's like somebody from your line, somebody from your ancestry. So somebody, it's an ancestor. And so I'm thinking, and I said, I really don't know. She says, and Archangel Gabriel and Archangel Michael are present with you. And I told her, I know. And what is, just kind of blows my mind is when you come to the point where you can sense the presence and identify the presence, it's such a it's such an uplifting thing, and it's something that is really kind of pushed down and pushed back in humanity. I'm going to focus on the West, but in general, everywhere. And and I think the reason is that people don't understand. And because we're talking about a realm that, it's not like I can touch this table, or I can touch this physical object around me, or I can touch the microphone, I can touch my notes, my iPad, my computer, whatever. It's something that is not tangible. So what happens is when things sometimes are not tangible, we tend to dismiss them quickly. Well, I learned long ago, don't dismiss anything. So I still had the question of who this mother presence, or Mother Mary, or motherly presence was. And it was really, and I was racking my brain thinking about ancestors, and I couldn't come up with anybody, because I just don't, because of the dynamics and the nature of my family. um I did not see any of them in this realm. Okay, I didn't see any of anybody who I thought would be spiritual or religious, uh or anything. And then this lady, friend that I met, we became friends. Um, she's another practitioner, so she said, "And you, you have these, around you, surrounding you." And I said, "Yeah." I said yes, but I still couldn't get the mother piece. So I left, and I, noted it in my brain. And I went home, and then later on in the day, had a telephone conversation with my sister. And I asked my sister who she thought that this might be, because my sister, has stayed in the area in which we grew up. Was close in contact with our entire family, all of her life, right? So I asked her who she thought that could be. So we're talking a few minutes, and she told me it's Graham. It's Graham, my grandmother. And I said, why do you think that? And she said, and she talked about, how my grandmother, loved to go to church. Well, I don't ever remember my grandmother going to church. Now, I don't know if that changed after I was an adult and moved out of the house. But anyways, I don't ever remember her, because in my family, we didn't talk about religion or church or anything like that. And as soon as she said that, I felt this overpowering sense of peace and light, and just an incredible, intense feeling of comfort. And I knew it. Another thing is, when you're tuned in and to your intuition, and you're tuned into these areas, it's not like, oh yeah, I know it, I think so. No, it's, it is, and you can't deny it. So that's a story that happened to me most recently. Now imagine all of the stories over the years that, because I wasn't tuned in, because I had kind of, life and people, when we're children especially, if anything like this comes up, they sort of like, push it down, push it down, push it. No, they don't, it's not accepted. And it's very clear that it's not accepted early on in one's life, when you're a child, especially. And so what do? We hide it. So I spent probably, more than half of my life kind of steering away from this. I knew I always put it in the context of religion, but I just kind of steered away from it, and I didn't talk to anybody about stuff like this. And if I got close enough to somebody and I mentioned one small thing, they would always make a comment. I remember one time I told somebody something about, when I pray, I feel like I'm at the throne of God. I feel like I'm there. Like I feel like I can see, like I'm there, like right there. And what that means is I feel just the, you know, the colors, the colors, the impressions, the beauty, the awe. And immediately this person said, don't ever say that to anybody, because people are going to think that you're crazy. And I never did say it to anybody for the longest time. But then what happened is, about a decade ago, I I started my journey wanting to lose weight. Then I got into all of this healing, health, and wellness, and it developed into now. And what I've come to learn is there's nothing to hide. This is healing. This is part of healing. And I just think it's phenomenal when we talk about, or when you come to the point where and you feel the presence of such grandeur around you. So, like I said, it's not magic, it's alignment. Being intuitive and being able to sense in some way archangels, guardians, divine helpers, etc. It's alignment. And I talk a lot about alignment with yourself, alignment with source, alignment with yourself, alignment with others, and alignment with universe. You cannot be in tune with all aspects of the universe, of the one creator of all that is, God. You cannot be in touch with the entire universe unless you are aligned with every aspect, unless you are connected and aligned in yourself and with source, others, and the universe. It's simply just that simple. And it's something that you have to work on. I use oils, I use crystals, I use a lot, I use meditation, I use sound, color, frequencies, sound healing frequencies. I use visuals. I do a lot of work with my sacred text, the Quran. And really the three, because I've read the Bible, I understand, the Bible, I accept the original form of the Bible. Now the original form doesn't exist today, but I read the Quran in translation. I listen to it in Arabic, which is a language that it was written in, but I listen to the Quran in translation, and then as well. And I when I read, if I read the Bible, for example, then I read it within the context of that of my holy book and what I know about Scripture historically, and then of course the Old Testament, which is the Torah. So there's a lot to being connected in developing that muscle, so to speak. And what people don't understand is everybody is born with this ability. We lose it due to life, trauma, stress, fear, chaos. many, many things in light, other people, dim that channel. So tonight I want to remind you that you can open it again. So the foundation of all of this is the connection first. Okay, so let's put this into context. The foundation of all of this, of your intuitive abilities and developing that, um, being able to sense the presence of archangels, guardians, and other entities. There's 4 levels: connection to source, which is the divine, God, light, the creator of all that is, whatever name resonates with you. Without connection to source, intuition becomes distorted. With connection, intuition becomes clear guidance. Number 2, connection to self. Your intuition won't speak through noise, burnout, or self-doubt. It requires inner stillness, honesty, and presence. Now, this is an important one because how many of you are either, and I used to be like this, so I'm not pointing anybody out, but how many of you cannot sit still with and quiet with yourself? There are many people who cannot. So that's something to consider. Number 3, connection to others. We receive intuitive messages through people, relationships, and interactions. Guidance flows through community. I was guided just this week with a presence I knew was with me, but I didn't know who it was. And it was a motherly presence. It's been said to me before, but I had forgotten about it because it's been so long. And then this person that I actually met for another reason altogether picked up on it immediately because she's a practitioner and she's intuitive. She picked up on it immediately and she asked me who it was and I couldn't answer. I said, I don't know. But yes, so those interactions and relationships and guidance are important. And then number 4, connection to the universe. Signs, synchronicities, patterns, energy flow. Your outer world mirrors the inner. So the connection on all 4 levels: 1, the connection to source; 2, the connection to self; 3, the connection to others; and 4, connection to the universe. Now, let's talk about what this has to do, or what the power of 3 has to do with this whole concept. So the power of 3 are 3 areas that contain many practices to strengthen your intuition. These align directly with our Evolve Global 22 pillars: energy medicine, Ayurveda medicine, and herbal medicine. So if we talk about energy medicine, we're talking about energy practices: daily aura and heart centering, cleansing, clearing. I do something called running energy, releasing, doing running divine energy through the body, working with your chakras. You notice how I always start the live stream with putting our hand over our heart. That's an example. The breath work, that's another example. Things that we say, for example, if you were to do this practice, heart centering and clearing, I clear my field, I open to divine guidance. So you're trying to get rid of all the static so the intuition can flow. Now, the second piece here to 3 areas that we work on at Evolve Global, or 3 perspectives we work from here at Evolve Global 22, is Ayurveda medicine. So a practice that's aligned with that area is morning stillness and sensory awareness. Your intuition strengthens when your nervous system is balanced. So when you do things like sipping on warm herbal tea in a quiet space in the morning, sitting in silence for 2 to 3 minutes or more, you tune into your senses. What do you hear? What do you feel? What do you smell? You ask yourself, and this is something that you can use. What is my inner truth today? This, after you clear all the static out, this grounds your energy so intuitive impressions can rise. The next is herbal medicine and practices surrounding that. So you can use a guardian blend or a sacred oil to set your intention. Scent anchors intuition. Let me say that again, scent. So aromatherapy, aromas. Scent anchors intuitions. Oils help you move into a receptive state. So, for example, when I talk about our Trinity Touch oils, the 3 blends, and I tell you put them on your wrist, put them on your forehead. Yes, there are physical reasons to do that, but there are also spiritual reasons to do that. Sitting quietly for 1 minute and noticing any sensations or insights. All of these things signals your brain and spirit that you're entering a sacred listening space. So when we talk about archangels and guardians, I'm not talking about something far away or unreachable. I'm talking about presence, a presence that's always with you, always has been with you. Your intuition is the bridge. And when you align your energy, Ayurveda lifestyle, and herbal practices, you open the gates. You don't have to wait for a miracle. You are the miracle. And your tuition isn't coming, it's remembering. So some people find this topic a little bit unnerving, or they find it a little bit woo-woo and out there. But if you look and read and study in this arena, and you look for good resources, and we all know there's things that happen that are unexplainable. There are things that occur that we can't explain. They just happen that way. And I'm talking like miracle level stuff. And if you just because there's no way that we can explain it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. And another thing, for us to constantly squash it down, push it down, because for whatever reasons, it not only dampens and hampers your ability to be intuitive, and basically you cannot be, but it also damages your soul and your spirit, especially. But if you're damaged in one area, then you are going to face illness, disease in other areas. So tonight was all about my experience with somebody I just met. She picked up that I had specific archangels surrounding me, with one mother, very strong mother figure. I finally figured out who in my ancestors, and I finally figured out who that was. And in order to be able to develop your intuition and to be able to hone the skill of being able to notice and be in tune with and intuitive about what and who is surrounding you, is you need to be in alignment. It's not magic, it's alignment. It's the harmony between source, self, others, and the universe. And that's why I broke it down into 4 areas that need to be connected: connection to source, connection to self, connection to others, connection to the universe, in order for intuition to flow and develop flow and then extend. And then we talked about the power of 3, energy medicine, Ayurveda medicine, and herbal medicine, and how each one of these has different practices within those areas that support and open the intuitive channel. We talked about ways that, such as breath work, where you can use that as a release, sitting in silence for 2 to 3 minutes. And we talked about scent, how scent anchors intuition. And we talked about Trinity Touch, the 3 oils that is in our product line that come together. So when we talk about archangels and guardians, we're talking about something we're talking about something, we're not talking about something far away or unreachable. So that is it for tonight, all. I made this short because as the week goes on, I know everybody is kind of tired, but in order to be able to be healed, we need to work on these areas. And it just feeds into the idea of treating the whole self: body, mind, soul, and spirit. And that's really what this was about tonight. And for me, I'm just not holding back anymore. And I share with you in hopes that it will be helpful to you, either in the now or the near future, because it's, things get more, some of us are really struggling. All of us, I think, are struggling. We're all struggling with something, but some of us are struggling with more than others. So I hope you found this beneficial tonight. If you did, go to my website, www.evolveglobal22usa.com. You can see all of our services. You can see the work that we do, and you can go to the bottom of the homepage. And if you want to support my work and our work, you can leave a gift of gratitude. On that note, I thank everybody for being here. Peace, light, and lots of love to all of you. Good night, all. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday night, EvolveInto Wholeness, Evolve Global22's Healing Light Studio, where we heal in our divine light and live our power. I got to get resituated here. This is a space, a safe, sacred space for all of us to come together to have a chit chat, very, very laid back. We all want to be comfortable, and we all want to just be able to talk. It's not a place for us to pass judgment. It's not a place for us to be all ultra academic. We just talk about various topics. Now, every night we have sort of a theme to guide us. And we have a theme to guide us. There we go. Now the chat is on. I'm trying the chat tonight. So the chat is on so we can engage. I think in Facebook, I can't comment back. I can't reply back while I'm on the stream, but I will check the comments and everything after. But anyways, every night we have a theme to guide us. Monday is Mindful Moments, Micro Learning, where we are exploring the science of the sacred, this great, great book, Bridging Global Indigenous Medicine Systems and Modern Scientific Principles. We did chapter 1 last night. Awesome, awesome read. If you need to add something to your library, that's a book to add to your library. Tuesdays tonight are Healing in Real Life. We got a very, very hot topic for tonight. Wednesday is Threads of Trinity, where I crochet. I love to crochet and knit. You can bring whatever you do. If you crochet and knit, come join me. We'll crochet and knit and chit chat together and talk about healing, health, and wellness topics, life in general, challenges, small wins, great wins, whatever we talk about. And then Thursday is Light Talk and Spirit Flow. This Thursday, I'm going to talk about something, an experience that I had. We're going to talk about that. So I'm going to hold off on that until Thursday. And then Friday is just a wellness drop-in where we kind of wrap up the week, set our intentions for the weekend and going forward so that we can reboot, right? Clear, restore, reboot, whatever, just to wrap up the week and go into our weekend really, really in a great positive way. Now, every night on our live stream, we open with our opening mantra. So let's do this together now. After we do our little release and clearing, every night we do this one simple strategy that you can do anytime, any place that you need to. There are many more of those. I work with clients and my friends all the time regarding these kinds of strategies, but we just need to let go of today and just clear out anything that might be getting in our way, clouding our vision, holding our heart hostage. So let's do our 3 deep breaths in through the 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. And we put the motion to it so we can send everything of the day away. So everything that we're sending away are all those emails, all the stress, all the anxiety, anything that bothered us, all the conversations that happened so that we can be in the moment together. So are you ready? Let's go. Breathe, take a deep breath in. Life breath, life source. And breathe out. Push everything away. Let it go. Deep breath in. And let it out. Push everything away. Last one. Deep breath in. And blow it out. Everything. Push it away. Now we do our heart connection. Put your hand over your heart. I do the right hand. You can do either hand you want. Doesn't matter. Put your hand over your heart, and with your inner voice, let's take just a moment of quiet and say to yourself with your inner voice, I am connecting with my heart. This is so important because we are in modern times disconnected from source, the one creator of all that is. We're disconnected with ourselves, with others, and with the universe. So we really need to work at those connections. Tonight, let's work at getting connected with ourselves so we can be in this moment. So just take a moment of quiet and using your inner voice. I connect with my heart. Okay, now that we are in the moment and present together, let's do Rise in Light, our opening mantra. And I would like you to repeat after me. I rise in truth. I breathe in healing. I walk in wholeness. I am perfectly imperfect, and I evolve through love, light, and purpose. One more time. I rise in truth. I breathe in healing. I walk in wholeness. I am perfectly imperfect, and I evolve through love, light, and purpose. So there is our opening mantra. Now, tonight's topic, something that came across my lane in the last few days, and it's a topic that I've seen come through different social media channels quite often lately. And that topic, and I'm going to move my notes today. I'm going to try something different. I'm going to move my notes right in front of me. The topic that I want to talk about today, and I want us to think about and reflect upon, is high functioning burnout. High functioning burnout. And healing when you don't have the luxury to fall apart. So high functioning burnout and healing when you don't have the luxury to fall apart. Now, I'm glad that you're here and we're connected, because this is a really, really important topic that I think impacts almost everybody, to be honest. Before we dive in deep, wherever you are watching from, how are you feeling in one word? And if you're seeing this as in a video, at the time you watch the video, just say in one word, how are you feeling right now? No pressure, just realness in one word. The reason why tonight's topic is so important is because it's something that almost everyone is living through: high functioning burnout. That quiet, invisible exhaustion where you look fine. Everybody thinks you are fine, but inside you are just simply done. Have any of you been there? Type in the chat, or if you're watching this as a video, drop in there me if that describes you, if you know exactly what I'm talking about. The reason I want to talk to this tonight is, first, I was guided to, and second, because I see it everywhere. I remember how it used to be when I went through this myself. I see it today in clients, friends, moms, dads, healers, entrepreneurs, caregivers, people who keep going even when they have nothing left. Let me ask you something. Have you ever been so tired you didn't even realize you were tired? Have you been so tired that you feel like you want to cry, but you can't cry? Have you been so tired that you come home from work or wherever you're from, or from whatever situation, you have whatever clothes on, you take them off, you slap on whatever, and you just fall down in bed? Don't eat, don't drink, don't do anything else. You just go to bed. I've been there. Many people have been there. Type in the chat, or if you are watching this on a video, watch it, type it into a comment. I will follow them and respond. So when we talk about high functioning burnout, what is it? What does it actually look like? So let's talk about symptoms. You're exhausted, but you still show up. You forgot or forget what relaxing really feels like. You snap over small things because your system is fried. Sleep doesn't really fix anything anymore. You're overwhelmed, but you still are accomplishing tasks. You keep saying, I'm fine, because explaining feels like it's just too much to do. You don't ask for help because you don't want to be a burden. You don't have breakdowns, you fade. That's a big one. You don't have a massive breakdown, but you kind of just fade away. Which one of those hit you hardest? You can put it in the chat. And if you're watching this as a video, comment, and I will follow that and respond to that. So which describes you now or has described you at some point in the past? Some of the symptoms, again, let's review them quickly. You're exhausted, but you still show up. You forget what relaxing even feels like. You snap over small things because your system is fried. Sleep doesn't really fix anything. You're overwhelmed, but still keep accomplishing tasks. You keep saying, I'm fine, because explaining feels like it's just too much. You don't ask for help because you don't want to be a burden. And you don't have breakdowns, you just kind of fade away. Make sure to comment or type in the chat which one has hit you currently the hardest or in the past. So why does this happen? High functioning burnout usually starts with this lie. I can handle it. And maybe you can. But just because you can doesn't mean you should. Most of us were trained to be strong, trained to survive, trained to push through. But your body whispers, then it screams. When your body is overwhelmed, where does it show up first? Your mind, emotions, or your physical body? Type your answer in the chat or in the comments if you're listening to this as a video. Where does it show up? When your body's overwhelmed, where does it show up first? Your mind, emotions, or your physical body? So let's get really real here. What's one thing that feels heavy in your life right now? You don't need to give details, just one word. Examples could be money, stress, kids, work, relationships, health, loneliness, overwhelmed. Just be honest. I thank you for that. And I will be sure, if you're watching this later in a video, to watch for the comments and to comment and engage with you. Once again, honesty is the first step. So what's the one thing that feels heavy in your life right now? Just one word. Now, the real reason healing feels hard, here's the truth that nobody actually says most of the time. Healing feels hard when life won't pause. Think about that. Healing feels hard when life won't pause. When you still have bills, still have family, still have responsibilities, still have people depending on you. It's not that you don't want to heal. It's that you don't have the luxury to fall apart. Does that resonate with anyone of you listening, either to this live stream or to this in video form? Type in the chat or the comment, yes, if this applies or resonates with you. I've been there, so it resonates with me quite often in the past, especially. So the question is then, what can we do right now to shift that? What do we do when we're talking about high functioning burnout? We talked about the symptoms. We talked about how we feel, but what actually can we do? How do we heal when life is still lifing, so to speak? Let's talk about a couple of small steps. First, name it. Stop pretending you're okay when you're not. It's okay to do that. So, number one, name it. Stop pretending you're okay. Number two, take micro healing moments. These are 60-second resets, a breath, a stretch, stepping outside, drinking water, saying no. Let's talk about that saying no. Some of us really have a struggle to just simply say, no, I can't do that right now. Or no, I don't have a moment for that right now. It's okay to say no politely. Number three, stop carrying what's not yours. This is a big one. You're allowed not to fix everything. Don't carry what's not yours. Number four, let yourself rest without guilt. Guilt is a terrible, 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 strong negative energy. You are not being lazy. You're being human. Let yourself rest without guilt. So let's review these. How do we do the shift from high functional burnout? What can you do right now? Step one, name it. Stop pretending you're okay. Step two, micro healing moments. 60-second resets matter. A breath, a stretch, stepping outside, drinking water, saying no. Three, stop carrying what's not yours. You're allowed to not fix everything. Number four, let yourself rest without guilt. You're not being lazy, you're being human. Which one of those do you need most right now? Comment that in the chat or in the comments if you're listening to this video. Which one do you need most right now? Let's do a tiny reset together. It doesn't matter where you are. Sit comfortably, shoulders down. Like if you have to, what I do when I get sort of overwhelmed or tense, I do a shrug and work out the shoulders like this so that my shoulders are down and relaxed. Unclench the jaw. We tend to bite down, clench the jaw. It looks so bad on camera, so I'll cover my mouth, but move your jaw around, okay? And then let it relax. Let your jaw relax. Don't hold it tight right in here. Take a slow breath in, our breath through the nose in, but do it slowly. And then let it out through the mouth. Again, slow breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Now say this silently. I give myself permission to slow down. I don't have to be strong every second. I deserve ease. That was what took us a few seconds. That tiny little reset is very, very important for your physical system, for your emotional system, for your mental system, for your spiritual system, and for your soul. All it took was just sitting down comfortably, shoulders down. You can do a shrug to get all the kinks out of your shoulders and just relax your shoulders. Unclench that jaw. Take a slow breath in through the nose and then out through the mouth slowly. Again, in through the nose, out through the mouth slowly. I always do a series of 3 and then say silently to yourself, I give myself permission to slow down. I don't have to be strong every second. I deserve ease. Drop a heart in the chat if that helped you a little bit, even a little bit. Now, let's do something a little bit more powerful. If your body could talk right now, what would it say? If your body could talk right now, what would it say? For example, would it say, rest me? I'm tired. I need water. Stop carrying everyone else. Hug me. Respond gently to a few of those, to 1 or 2 of those. If your body could talk right now, what would it say? Answer that in the chat or comment if you're watching this video later. I will follow all the comments and respond. High functioning burnout doesn't mean you're weak. It means you've been strong for too long without support. And healing doesn't happen in huge leaps. It happens in small, honest moments like tonight. What's one thing you're going to do for yourself before bed tonight? Comment in the chat or in the comments if you're watching this in a video. One thing that you are going to do for you before you go to bed tonight. And let's talk a little bit about support. There is nothing wrong with reaching out and asking for support, asking for help. At Evolve Global 22, we are here. I'm here. I'm here every night on this live stream. My phone number and email is public information. You can contact me anytime. You can contact me through my website, www.evolveglobal22usa.com. We can chat and talk about things. I never turn anybody away. Visit my website, look at some of our services. There's something there for everybody and everybody. And I do all of my work online at this time. So it's worldwide. There's no boundaries when it comes to energy and working with people anymore. And very exciting news, in December, I am going to go on ground and offer a hybrid model where I work with people in the Malvern, Pennsylvania area and surrounding areas in a hybrid model where we are on ground for portions of our time together. And then, of course, everybody has access to the online format as well. So there are great things happening. We are here, and I offer a lot of things for free. I offer support. I never turn anybody away, but we have full programs. We have all sorts of things. So visit the website and check it out, because coping with high functional burnout or anything else for that matter is not necessary. And you don't have to do it alone. So now let's just recap a little bit about what we talked about tonight. So first, the topic was on our Tuesday, high functioning burnout, healing when you don't have the luxury to fall apart. Now you can come back if you missed some of this and see this in video format on my YouTube channel. But we talked about symptoms. or what it actually looks like. You're exhausted, but you still show up. You forget what relaxing even feels like, or a couple of examples of those. And then why it happens, why high functioning burnout happens. So it usually starts with a lie. I can handle it. And maybe you can, but just because you can doesn't mean you should. So we talked a little bit about that. And then I asked you, when your body is overwhelmed, where does it show up first? Your mind, your emotions, or your physical body? Then we talked about getting real about it. And I asked you to put in the chat, or if you're watching this as a video, to put in here what's one thing that feels heavy in your life right now. Money, stress, children, relationships, health, loneliness, overwhelm, whatever it is. And I thank you for being honest. If you are watching this as a video, I will surely see every comment and I will respond. And we talked about the real reason healing feels hard. The truth that nobody says is healing feels hard when life won't pause. Life doesn't pause. It doesn't stop for any of us. Bills keep coming, family issues keep coming, responsibilities are always there. It's not that you don't want to heal, it's that you don't have the luxury of falling apart. And I asked if that resonates with any of you. We talked a little bit about that. And then we talked about what you can do right now, the most important. We did we talked about what you can do right now. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. How do you heal when life is still lifing? And I said, one, you have to name it. Two, you have to create micro healing moments. Three, you have to stop carrying what's not yours. And four, let yourself rest without feeling guilt. We talked a little bit about guilt. And then we did a 3-minute or less guided reset. And we went through that, where you sat comfortably, you loosened your shoulders, unclenched your jaw. You took 3 slow, deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. And then you said silently to yourself, I give myself permission to slow down. I don't have to be strong every second. I deserve ease. Try that. Try that in those moments. And if you missed some of this and you're just coming on now, go back and watch this video once it's up on YouTube. As soon as it's over, it'll be there. So you can go back and rewatch it. And then I asked if your body could talk right now, what would it say? And I suggest that you do a check-in with yourself throughout your day using that. If your body could talk right now, what would it say? Rest me, I'm tired, I need water, stop carrying everyone else, hug me. What would it say to you? So, closing highlights or takeaways that I went over. High functioning burnout does not mean you're weak. It means you've been strong or strong too long without support. That was one of them. And then we are going to do a closing affirmation, and let's close with a simple affirmation. Say it with me out loud or in your heart. And this would be anytime, any day that you could do this. I am allowed to heal. I am allowed to be human. I am allowed to heal. I am allowed to be human. So when you do these little micro resets and you face burnout and you face challenges, after you do your little reset, do this affirmation. Always do your connection with the heart, like we do in every beginning of the live stream. Just in your inner voice, put your hand over your heart. I connect with me. I connect with my heart. But allow yourself to take those moments. Allow yourself to reset. Don't feel guilty because for whatever reasons. Guilt is something that we really need to X out of our total realm of existence. So, folks and friends, that is all for tonight. If you missed some of this, I've seen people pop in and out. If you've missed this, please go back on my YouTube channel, watch it in totality, because we talked about high functioning burnout, symptoms, and things that you can do to help yourself. I thank you for being here with me tonight. If this touched you, make sure that you join me tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Evolve into Wholeness in this live stream. We're building a space where healing is real, raw, and possible. Now let's do our closing mantra together. And I want you to repeat after me. I'm going to pause after each line. I honor my journey. I release what no longer serves me. I am energy. I am light. I am love. Together, we heal and evolve. One more time. I usually do the closing mantra twice. It's so important. I honor my journey. I release what no longer serves me. I am energy. I am light. I am love. Together we heal. Together we evolve. And on that note, thank you, my friends, for joining me. I will see you tomorrow night. Remember, tomorrow is Wednesday, Threads of Trinity. We are going to crochet or knit together or whatever you bring to the table, and we'll chit chat maybe just about our day. So have a wonderful night ahead. Peace, love, light, and many blessings your way. Have a great one. Yeah. Hello, everybody. It is Evolve Global22, Evolve into Wholeness live stream. I'm Dr. Debbie Badawi here tonight. We're here every night, Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we heal in our divine light and live in our power. This is Evolve Global22's Healing Light Studio. Welcome, everybody. I am happy and glad you are here joining me tonight. Whew, it's Wednesday already. Oh my goodness. It's Wednesday, the middle of the week already. So many things, so much stuff going on, right? So let's do our breath work, our release, get rid of everything from today, clear out, get present, get oxygen to our brain so that we can be together in this moment. So if you're here with me most nights or every night, you know how it goes. But just in case you're new to me, it is breathe in through the nose, deep breath, belly pops out through the mouth, and we put a hand movement to it and push all that debris away and get ourselves cleared out. So let's go in through the nose. Push it away into the universe to be destroyed. Out through the mouth. In through the nose. Out through the mouth, push it away. Again, last time, in through the nose. Out through the mouth. Good job. Feel that weight lift off. Now, one hand over your heart And I want you to take a moment and use your mind's inside your inner voice. And I want you to make the intention to connect with your heart. Connection is everything. Connection with the creator, the creator of all that is, the connection with ourselves, with others, meaning humanity, and the universe as a whole. So let's make a connection right now. Let's just take a moment. Your inner voice, I connect with my heart. There you go. Now our opening mantra, and then we're going to get started about what's going on tonight. Our opening mantra, rise in light. Say this after me. I rise in truth. I breathe in healing. I walk in wholeness. I am perfectly imperfect, and I evolve through love, light, and purpose. So now that we have kind of cleared out, got oxygen going to the brain, we made the connection to our heart, and we did our opening mantra. Tonight is Wednesday, Threads of Trinity. We create together. I have my crochet piece that I'm doing right now. Tonight's topic is the art of letting go, how creativity heals you and heals others. And I love to crochet and knit. So I made this night so we could come together and crochet and knit together. Or if you have another creative activity that you do, you can come and do it with us here tonight or on Wednesdays. You know, it's so important for us to have ways that we can kind of get rid of all of the stuff that occupies our minds and all of the debris that we collect throughout a day, and a week and a month and a year, etc. And I have found that being that creativity is, or being creative is one way to do it. And at Evolve Global 22, whoops, what happened here? At Evolve Global 22, I don't know why my chat won't work. Hold on a second. I want to put the, okay. Let's see, cut. Let's try this again, paste. For some reason, my chat won't post tonight. That's weird. Anyhow, at Evolve Global 22, I create healing meditation blankets. This is an example of one that I'm working on right now. Look at that beautiful color. Meditation is one thing that I teach. And having one of these blankets, the color has meaning, the texture has meaning, and it's something that supports one's healing, health, and wellness. And so this is the piece I happen to be working on now. But if you go to our website, www.evolveglobal22usa.com, then there it is. Then you can go to our EG22 Light Boutique, and you can see some of the creative some of the healing meditation blankets. They're usually lap size, maybe a little bigger sometimes. They're not like full for a bed or anything, but they are beautiful. They take into consideration the chakra system, for example, tactile stimulation or regulation. Take into consideration color therapy, and so much more. When I make these blankets, I make them with an affirmation. I intertwine peace, love, and joy, and yeah, and that is what comes to those who choose to get one of these. So this is one way that I send peace, love, and joy to others. But let's just talk about it for a minute. So, why is this such a big deal, this creativity thing? And I come in and we create together. Well, creativity is a form of energetic detox. And I'm going to get my notes because I always have my little notes here. Creativity is a form of energetic detox. It helps emotions to move, the breath to deepen, and tension to release. It clears inner congestion and opens space for healing. So when we create something or we make something, it rewires. Oh God, I'm getting all wrapped up here in my yarn. When we create or make something, it rewires the nervous system. The repetitive rhythm, motion, for example, of crocheting, drawing, stitching, or coloring brings the body into calm. It regulates the heart, eases anxiety, grounds the mind, and stabilizes emotion. So letting go, people say, well, just let it go, let it go. So if something's bothering you, just let it go. Well, things don't just let go or happen alone in the mind. You can't think your way out of emotional heaviness. Let me say that again. You cannot think your way out of emotional heaviness. Often your hands help your heart, and more than your thought, and it helps your heart. Your hands help your heart more than your thoughts do. So sometimes your soul heals faster through your hands than through your mind. We get stuck up in here sometimes, and that's really what that is talking about. And also, whatever you create reflects what you're releasing. Your creative choices, color, texture, speed, pattern, they mirror your inner landscape. Creativity can become a living journal of your healing. And that makes me think of musicians. Music is creativity, and many musicians, if you listen to their songs, if you listen to songs that have meaning to them, they're just not a bunch of jumbled words. There's a story there, and it reflects the creator of that song or that musical piece. It reflects something about that person and that they are releasing and letting out into the universe. Also, and this is more aligned with what I'm doing here, is the magic of creating for others it's how healing flows both ways. So it helps me and it helps you. So creating with love for someone else expands your healing. It becomes prayer, so to speak, in motion. It turns compassion into action, builds connection, and frees emotional weight inside you. When love flows out, light flows in. Let me say that again. That's important. When love flows out, light flows in. Now, here in my Power of Three at Evolve Global22, energy medicine, the tie in there is creativity opens energetic pathways and shares healing frequency outward. In Ayurveda, creativity expresses calm. It calms each body constitution and body type, and it uplifts. Herbal medicine with the teas and oils and calming scents, it deepens the creative healing experience. So, my friends, when I sit here and I create, whether I am doing it live online right now or just by myself. So when I crochet or knit, because I knit as well, and I'm going to start sewing in January, by the way. I was inspired by uh, one of my friends who's young enough to be my daughter, actually. I was inspired by her because she was talking about how she's going to pick up sewing uh, again. And I was so pleased and happy because she's had a hard time of it. And I was so pleased and happy to hear that she's going to do that. Well, I said, well, what would happen? What would happen if I did that? I should try that, because I have tried to sew in the past, long, long time ago, but I've gone through my little phase and I haven't done it for a long time. So I'm like, okay, I think I'm going to pick that back up. So I'm going to, when I do, I'll let you know. But I have to thank my friend who inspired me to think about picking that back up again. But back to the subject, when I crochet, something powerful happens. The hardships of any day, the anxiety, the overstimulation, they all just begin to quiet. They all just begin to just kind of calm down, quiet, and not be such a pounding force in my mind. And then as my hands move, my spirit lifts. So I could be a little bit down, or I could be a little bit upset, or whatever it is. And when my hands move, my spirit lifts. I realize this because I always talk about being in tune with yourself and realizing things about yourself, realizing how you feel about certain things when you do it, when you eat it, or whatever you're talking about. So, what I found was I'm able to put the weight of the day to the side and focus on the highest energy frequencies when I crochet or knit. And those higher frequencies are things like love, empathy, peace, compassion, and beauty. It becomes my way of realigning with my own light. Um, when you create, it's like you're coming back to you, and you're realigning with yourself. You're realigning with your inner light. The threads aren't just yarn, they're pathways back to myself. And that's really how it feels to me when I am crocheting or knitting. I have these apps that I use, and I color uh, on my phone or iPad. That it's the same kind of thing. It's another way to be creative. So it kind of so when I create something, and then to elevate that, when I create something for someone else, that energy multiplies. So every one of these uh, therapy meditation, healing meditation blankets, which is therapy. When I create them, I'm creating them with love, with joy, with compassion, with empathy. I always have an affirmation that I say as I'm creating the piece that I'm working on throughout, because it takes me some time over days and weeks when I create one piece. And I I found that um, I feel that when I do that with that intention and that purpose, when I put these online in my boutique um, at a affordable cost, um, people are able to have access to something that was created by someone who had the intention from the beginning to create this piece, this blanket, for someone else, and in the context of all those higher frequencies. So it just multiplies forward, so to speak. Um, it becomes a gift of healing, despite the fact that these are something that I sell on my website, they become a gift of healing. And it's not only a gift of healing for the person who purchases them, it's a gift of healing for me as well. And that is really something special to me. You know, let's just say, for example, I'll put it into context. Let's just say, for example, that all of a sudden I had, 10,000 people who wanted my blankets. And, I had the funding resources to be that big and to mass produce my blankets. I wouldn't do it because it defeats, once you get the machine part component into it, once you mass produce them, once you take out this hands-on creative piece, then they've lost their meaning. They're just like any other little old blanket that you can get when you go to any store. They're beautiful and all of that, but they're missing the healing piece. They're missing the whole purpose that I started to do this to begin with, which was to heal myself and to connect and heal others. And I don't want to sell a quote unquote dead blanket just to get the money when it has no purpose behind it, if that makes sense to you. Any questions or comments? And that brings me to something that just kind of popped up into my mind. We do a lot of things throughout a day that we just do them robotically or automatically. And sometimes it's just, repetitive. We do the same thing every day, or we have the same schedule, or we have the same places that we need to be, or whatever it is. It becomes robotic, it becomes mechanical. And that's when we forget to make our intention or to put purpose behind what we do. Once you put intention and purpose behind everything that you do, it changes the game. It changes the perspective, and it changes your, not only how you view whatever you're doing, but it also changes internally how you feel and the impact, whether it's going to be something that is healing to you or if it's going to be something that takes away from your healing. It's very, very important to have intention and purpose with what we do in everything, not only creativity, but in everything that we do. But tonight we're talking again, Wednesday nights are Threads of Trinity, where we create together. And I crochet and knit. And I encourage you, whether you've crocheted and knitted before or not, go to the store, get a cheap hook, get some cheap yarn, and just start. You can go on YouTube, you can find out, just go to a beginner tutorial and just start. You don't even have to start really making any specific thing. Just start crocheting or knitting. And if that's not your thing and you have something else, please do that. If you draw, if you sketch, whatever you do. But let's just summarize, because I don't want us to miss the point, and I don't want my rambling and going on and on to be lost. But let's talk about this. So just to sum up what I've talked about thus far. Tonight, we remember that creativity is more than art. It's medicine, movement, and a way home to ourselves. Through every thread, every color, every motion of the hands, we release what no longer serves us and reconnect to the frequencies that lift us higher: love, empathy, peace, compassion, and beauty. When we create for ourselves, we heal inward. When we create for others, that healing expands outward. And together these threads become a tapestry of connection, a reminder that we're not walking this path alone. May your hands be gentle, your heart be open, and may everything you create this week carry the light you are. That's my message to you tonight. And it's so, so important. You know, part of the reason why I started this live stream was so that I could be here for others and I could be accessible. And I'm asking anybody who's watching this, whether you're in the live stream right now or you come across this in video form, share it. First of all, subscribe and like, but share it. Share it with others, because there are a lot of people out there who are struggling, and you never know um, who who you're going to touch and pass on the light to. So become a part of passing that light, the divine light, our inner light, and those higher frequencies of love, empathy, and joy, so that other people can experience and can start their healing, and they can find our community as a sacred place to be able to learn, get the guidance and support that they need, and we can all heal together, because that's my mission. That's why I'm here. But anyways, type in the chat. What do you think? What do you think about the colors? I when I got the yarn for this piece, I was a little skeptical about the colors at first, but now as they come together, this is very, very calming. This blanket in particular, the blue, very, very calming. The texture is it's a basic stitch, so the texture is very it's a little bit rough, but not in a bad way. Like, it's a soft rough, so it's strong. And it's got a little bit of a ridginess to it. And when you put the black with, I mean, the blue with the two colors of blue with the black and a little bit of white, it's also, to me, it's very, very kind of soothing and grounding. So that's this is going to become one of my favorite healing meditation blankets, because the color is just wonderful and the texture is just even. It's like evenness. So anyways, everybody, I just wanted to come on and spend a few minutes with you. I'm trying to keep the live streams at about a half an hour. We have gone several times over into an hour, which is fine. But I really don't want this to become something that, everybody sits and it's like, oh, I gotta, we gotta sit here, be here the whole. No, it's not intended. We're not talking about time here. We're talking or not length of time or amount of time. I like to keep these at around a half an hour or maximum an hour, and then we can go off. It's from 8 to 9 Eastern Standard Time. So then once we spend our half an hour to hour together, then we can all go off and go to bed and do our night routines and rituals and whatever we do, and go to bed kind of calm, clear, and in a peaceful state. And then we're ready for the next day, right? So tonight was about creativity and letting it, how it helps me to let go, and also how it helps me to not only heal within myself, but also to spread healing out to all of you. I hope you found value in this live stream tonight. Check out our website, Evolve Global 22, www.evolveglobal22usa.com. The link is up here in the chat. Go check out all of our services. Go to our EG22 Light Boutique. You'll see all of our healing, health, and wellness products. You will see these lovely healing meditation blankets, the ones that I have up there so far. And you will also see that we have a section in our light boutique that is called perfectly posh, gently loved, perfectly posh. And that's gently loved, usually clothing, accessories, small household items. You will see those on there. I have a bunch of stuff I have to load up there to expand that, but everything is there for you. There's resources. Our newsletter is available for free there on our website. The new newsletter is coming out in December. I publish the newsletter about 3 to 4 times a year. And December is the second one for this since I started it. So that's coming out. But on that note, let's do our closing mantra. And then we will be ready to call it a night. The closing mantra. Let's do our hand over our heart. That solidifies the connection. I honor my journey. Repeat after me. I honor my journey. I release what no longer serves me. I am energy. I am light. I am love. Together we heal. Together we evolve. I wish you endless amounts of love, peace, and light. May you have a wonderful night ahead, a wonderful day tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow's a holiday here in the US. We will not be live streaming tomorrow. I will see you back here on Friday, which is the 28th. So on that note, peace and light to you all. Bye-bye.